Integrated Solid Waste Management Plan, known as ISWAP, was passed by the council many years ago, but never implemented. Oh, it was a little bit, tiny little bits and pieces here and there were, but as an entire plan, it was not. Our landfill's life has been extended several times over. It met a deadline and got extended, and hit a deadline again, was extended some more. You can't do that forever, and we know that. Its newest extension is almost at the end. What solutions do you suggest for handling our future waste?
Okay, great question. Just to bring us up to speed a bit, the landfill in Hilo is an unlined landfill. It was put in before the 1993 federal requirement to line landfill. And for those who are unaware of the fact that we have 120 to 140 inches of rain in Hilo on an annual basis, that rain goes through that garbage and it creates this noxious water called leachate. And right now, that leachate is just going into the ground because there is no liner. And that groundwater will eventually hit the oceans. And we know what that type of sewage water creates, algae blooms and other negative impacts along the shoreline. The landfill in Hilo is capped at a height of 200 feet above sea level. Right now, it is at 196 feet, and we have barely a year left. They have steepened the slopes. That was how we got one extension, filled in every dog leg, every little crevice that wasn't being used in that landfill area. But we cannot extend the height of the landfill because it is too close to the runways at the Hilo airport. And the FAA is not going to move on that. It is 200 feet, that's it. So we have a very short time. I don't know if you're aware of it, but a plan was brought into place when I was with solid waste, which was to use a building known as the sort station at the Hilo landfill area, just past the transfer station in Hilo, to separate all recyclables and push the rest of the garbage up against a 10-foot concrete push wall, put it into trailers, and truck it to Pu'uanahulu, which is our West Hawaii sanitary landfill, which could conceivably assume all of the waste for the island for the next 75 years. There's a lot of land space there, and it's being properly managed, unlike the Hilo landfill. So that was the plan then in 2005, and it was objected to because people didn't want 10 to 12 garbage trucks running through Waimea, which was having a terrific traffic problem at the time at the stoplight. That was before the Daniel Inouye Highway was built. It is now there, and that can get us to Pu'uanahulu much faster and more directly with the right trucks, which we don't currently have at the county. And so that's something that needs to be rectified. But that is a plan that is already on the books and one that could go forward. It is not a zero waste plan, but it implies that we will do a lot more resource recovery, which is recycling. Yay. Okay.
Zero waste. I know 50 years ago, people used to burn their own rubbish, and all you had left was the cans. So we hardly have any rubbish in our transfer stations or wherever, or a dump, as they used to call it. Nowadays, we can't do that because of air pollution. I understand that. But I also feel that we could find a solution if people work together. Everybody wants to have their own agenda. Well, I can't do this because I'm going to lose money, or I can't do that because I'm going to lose my job. Why can't we compromise and work together? As a family, like we used to do in the old days, everybody worked together, like Danny said. And I still feel, a couple of years ago, incinerator came to time, and nobody wanted to incinerate, and I can understand that. But I thought maybe building a small one with the purpose of enlarging it later when it's needed would have been the answer, but that's not the answer still. It's a matter of sitting down together and working out this solution piece by piece, even if it takes you weeks and weeks. I think that we should all work together. We're not working together right now. Thank you.